Welcome to another episode of Rainbow Popcorn. We are 2 out of 3 brothers reviewing things on the screens. Hello, Brett.
Hello, Lee.
How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Good. Studio setup number 8.12.
We've slightly changed our microphone position.
Format.
Eagle-eyed viewers will notice.
Format change.
8.73. No.
So we are doing something a little bit different. We're going to do a month of topic.
Yes.
And also, very exciting, we're going to start having guests
We are.
on the pod, which is great. If you are a queer filmmaker that is listening and going, oh, fucking I can talk about gay movies better than these idiots, get in touch with us on the socials and prove it.
Yeah.
First up, later this month, we are chatting to Cortex, the host of Pride Movie Night, who you no doubt have heard mentioned on the podcast before. And our month is going to be, we chat about a theme.
Yep.
And then we have 2 movies on that theme and the interview.
Yes.
The 2 movies are one explicitly queer, not explicit film,
Okay.
explicitly queer film,
For that topic, this might be awkward.
and one film that is not explicitly queer, but we're going to watch it as queer people and see how queer it is,
Yep.
how good or bad it is for queer people.
Yes, and by queer we mean gay, not bad.
Yes.
Great.
And by gay, we mean queer, not bad.
Yep.
Yep.
Awesome. Good. We're all caught up.
Shall we
Great.
have a drink?
Yeah.
Hard rated.
Hard rated. Yeah. Yep.
We had too much to think about with the format
I know,
change and the
we had to-
microphones.
Now we had to
and-
actually think about things.
So cheers.
Refreshing.
As usual.
Right, so our topic for this week, Lee, inspired by the upcoming Australian release of A Nice Indian Boy starring Jonathan Groff and that guy from Deadpool
Yep.
that we've spoken about before.
You need to say the upcoming eventual release or the finally upcoming release.
What did I say?
You just said upcoming.
Australian release?
Yeah, but it's been...
Well, Australian release is implied that it's later than in America.
which is stupid.
Yeah.
But we won't get too sidetracked with that. We are going to see at the cinema, finally,
Yes.
Nice Indian Boy.
Don't know when or where yet, but that's fine.
Cinema Nova and Palace Cinemas are showing it.
Great. Sun Theatre will show.
We'll check if the Sun Theatre is showing it because we
All
do
right.
love the local.
Yes, so our topic for the week, inspired by those events, is meeting parents movies.
Movies in which people meet their partner's
significant
parents.
others' parents
Yes.
in various forms and meanings.
We don't want to say Meet the Parents movies.
No,
because there is a movie called Meet the
yes,
Parents.
and there is a series, and 2 of them are okay and one's terrible.
It does fit this category, obviously, Meet the Parents.
Yes.
Fits the category of
Meeting
somebody
parents.
meeting the parents of their significant other.
Yep.
And that movie does fill a lot of the tropes.
Should we go through some movies that fit the category?
Okay, or do you want to go through some tropes that are in it and then bring up movies as we talk about tropes?
No.
Okay. Meet the Parents, the year 2000.
Guess who's coming to dinner? The year 1967.
Guess who?
Oh, Jesus.
The year 2005.
The race reversal.
Yeah. Ashton Kutcher and Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac.
Interesting.
A little bit different quality than Sidney Poitier and Spencer Tracy, their equivalent in the 60s
Yes.
version.
Yes.
Some movies that we've talked about /
Is
reviewed.
that also Catherine Hepburn?
In the 67 one,
Yeah.
not in the 2005 one. I'm pretty sure she was dead by then. Some movies that we've discussed / talked about.
Yes.
The
The Birdcage.
The Birdcage, definitely a parent meeting movie.
And The Parenting.
The Parenting, it's in the title.
Yeah.
And Happiest Season.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but lesbians.
But lesbians.
But odd. Less tropey, that one. Actually, similar tropes.
We're going to get into some tropes, and I think you'll find that there are tropes in Happiest Season. Surprise, a romance set at Christmas has tropes in it.
Oh,
yeah. Who'd
great.
have thought?
And another good one from recent-ish years, Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah, I actually, for some reason, avoided that movie.
Is that because
No.
you're racist?
Well, I maybe not avoided, but I didn't specifically seek it out because I kind of thought either it's just going to be Asian jokes, and not that I'm racist, but I kind of wanted something a little bit broader, or it's just going to be a romancy thing. But it's actually very good.
It is very good.
Michelle
It
Yeoh is
rebirthed
very
Michelle
good.
Yeoh into the zeitgeist. Ooh, there you go.
Okay. And then she has had quite a career since.
She has. Now she's in Wicked.
Part 2 coming in November.
Yes.
That's our November cinema
That
watch.
is definitely
sorted.
our November cinema watch at least twice.
We still got to pick a category for November.
We'll get to that later. We're still in July.
No, I know, but like maybe the audience wants to say what categories Wicked as a film fits in.
Queer, musical, based on a stage show,
Yep.
prequel.
Prequel, but also sequel. Prequel of a 2-part movie.
Wicked is a prequel to Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, but it's what we're seeing for good
Yeah.
is almost a sequel to Wicked
Okay. Yeah.
because it's a 2-part movie like Kill Bill 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Sidetracked.
Or do you meet just like Fiyero meet Elphaba's parents and then they go out for dinner and it's awkward and
No.
then we shouldn't talk about it. So moving on. There's other ones I haven't seen, mainly because they look like trash. Monster-in-Law.
Yeah, Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah. Is that where her mother-in-law is Jane Fonda?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yep. Even Jane Fonda didn't make you want to watch the film.
No, she had a bit of a slump.
That wasn't a great choice for her.
No. I would also chuck in there My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Oh, of course.
That
That's got some tropes in there.
Aladdin. I was thinking, I'm like,
Aladdin,
there has to be some sort of
Beauty and the Beast.
Disney. What, he meets the parent and then kidnaps him?
Yeah, well, he does meet the parent.
No, but that's not a you and your significant other go to meet a parent or a parent comes to meet you.
Yeah, but Aladdin is you and your significant other go to meet her parent and his vizier. It's a little
Not
bit
a
different.
trope. The vizier isn't vizier? Why is that word made up now?
No.
No, that's correct. That's,
Vizier.
That's gay for advisor.
Yeah, well, it's a you and your significant other go and meet your father and his gay vizier who is trying to arrange a lavender marriage with you. You heard that term? I've just
lavender
learned
marriage.
Lavender
You just
marriage.
learned lavender marriage.
Yeah.
When it's like when beards get married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's when a gay marries a woman to try and be, I'm not the gay.
Oh, John Travolta.
Hugh Jackman. I feel like it might have come back up because of Hugh.
Potentially.
Because there was a photo of Hugh with a young man.
And then did you know there was a photo recently?
Not doing anything.
There was a photo recently of Shawn Mendes in the same room as Bob Irwin.
Oh, they're having an affair. Yeah, I read that.
And so they're together. Anyway, sidetracked again for the second time. So that's all. I think that's the main ones I can think of.
That's the ones that come to mind when I think about it. There are probably others that we can kind of sandwich in. Wedding Crashers, actually. That's a bit more
really?
meet the family. So,
Well, parents are part of families.
yes, Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson crash parties,
I'm aware of that.
and they meet Isla Fisher and Rachel McAdams,
Yeah.
and then somehow get invited to their family estate.
Okay.
And then there's meeting of the family and stuff like
But
that.
that's not what the movie's about. That's just part of the movie.
It is part of the movie.
The
but
movie's about them crashing weddings.
It does have some of the the movie's about them crashing weddings, but then meeting someone that they fall in love with.
Oh.
So then having to deal with
That's
meeting their
disappointing.
family.
I thought it was just a movie about crashing weddings.
It is.
That's really annoying.
At the start, and then there's a little bit in there where Will Ferrell is crashing funerals. And then there is a little bit more wedding crashing at the end. But there is meeting of the family in that. And it does tick some of the tropes
Yep.
of the meeting the parents genre.
Good segue.
One of those tropes being having to make a big grand gesture
Yep.
at a family gathering.
Like playing Mahjong with Michelle Yeoh. That's Crazy Rich Asians.
Yes.
Or probably something bigger than that in Crazy Rich Asians. I think she did something bigger than that.
What about, hang on,
It's
what
the-
about,
it's the big
before we
thing
move
to
on too
impress
much to
it.
tropes,
Yeah.
what about Mamma Mia?
Mamma Mia. Yeah. You know why? Because everybody's meeting the parent. Even the
Everybody's
child.
meeting. Even
The child is meeting her own father.
Even the other parents are meeting the parent. Because Pierce,
Yes.
Stellan, and Colin
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know even that they are a parent.
Yeah, that's true. So they're
Until they
meeting
get to the
themselves
island.
as a parent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also meeting each other as a parent because they all end up the father
Is that how it ended?
in some way. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
They're like, no, we don't want to know. We're all going to co-father you from a distance while he goes off on the yacht and he goes back to work and he stays on the island and Meryl stays on the island.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
So it ends up meeting the four parents
True. That's true.
because also the three guys, when they get to the island, they didn't even know Meryl was a parent.
Yep.
Layers.
Correct.
And there is big grand gestures, like when Pierce Brosnan comes around the corner and suddenly starts singing.
There's big grand gestures of singing on the beach.
Singing on a pier.
I
Singing as you walk up a mountain.
just thought of a movie, but I'm not sure.
Mm.
And I almost want to say Silver Linings Playbook. Because like Jennifer Lawrence is crazy and then she's dating Bradley Cooper. Who's Brad
Cooper.
That's weird. My mate Brad Cooper. And then in the movie, he meets her parents.
But again, is that the point of the movie?
I don't think so. I don't have enough memory of the movie to establish.
I don't think so.
Get Out.
Get Out.
Get Out.
Yeah.
Get Out.
Yeah. That is.
I think that's a different kind of movie.
Well, that's actually, and this is what I like about horror movies, is that it has quite a few of the tropes of meeting the parents, and it is a bit of a race thing.
it is.
And
I just thought of one because I didn't want to interrupt you, but now I've interrupted you. Continue.
and it then just fucks it up,
Yep.
which is good horror.
Yep.
I've just seen another one over your shoulder. What's yours?
Mine is also maybe a bit odd. Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Did you just see that over my shoulder as
No,
well?
I didn't. I just thought of it because he's his own. No. He's his own dad.
No. John Connor is the kid, Edward Furlong, right?
Yes.
And his dad.
So it doesn't fit at all.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
His dad sends Arnold Schwarzenegger back to make sure he survives.
Okay.
No.
No.
He sends
Come with
Arnold
me if you want to live.
Schwarzenegger back to make sure he himself survives.
Yep. I have another one. Wait, you go. It might be the one you saw over my shoulder.
It's Dirty Dancing.
Nah.
It doesn't really work like that. They just have a moment and then, well, it has the trope of the disapproving father
Yes.
and it has the trope of the big grand gesture.
Does.
It is the climax of the
It
movie,
is
the
the
lift,
climax, no
after
pun
nobody
intended.
puts baby in a corner.
What if it was like a time travel movie where you met your own parents?
Or meet your own parents, like Back to the Future.
Yeah, like Back to the Future.
But you're not introducing your girlfriend to your parents because your girlfriend is also your mum in that movie.
Oh, and she's passed out somewhere.
No, your actual girlfriend is just at home in the normal time. But in the context of the 50s, your girlfriend is also your mum. So you're actually trying to...
Yes. Okay, so again, doesn't quite fit.
He's not taking a partner to meet his parents. He's making sure his parents meet.
That's a completely different subject.
It's a completely different
Yep.
subject. There is the trope of the big grand gesture, but that's anything that involves love.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Well, that's a lot of movies. Some of them fit, some of them don't fit at all.
What about Robot Monster?
No.
Because she takes... No, I just saw it.
They already work together.
Try and fit it in there.
Unless Roman is meeting the parents.
Yeah, Roman is dragging the passed out woman to
that's gone way off topic.
meet the parents. Anyway, the ones that definitely fit, we talked about My Big Fat Greek Wedding, Birdcage, The Parenting.
Meet the parents and meet the
parents,
fuckers.
Meet the Fuckers. Guess
Not
Who?
little fuckers.
Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. They all fit this genre.
They do.
There are ones that we've missed. So let us know in the YouTube comments or abuse us on the socials with the ones that we've missed that are your favourites.
Like it could be...
We're both
Dawn of the Dead. Oh, God.
Here at this one.
What
Con
about
Air.
Shaun of the Dead?
No, it does have a meeting the parents moment, but I thought Coming to America because I saw it there, but that's later.
Okay, great. So, tropes.
Aladdin fits. I'm saying Aladdin fits.
Okay, good. Vizzy is a parent.
But we're saying Beauty and the Beast doesn't.
Well, he's a street rat, so he doesn't have any parents for her to meet.
That's true.
And there's no mum.
Well, that's almost a trope in a little subgenre of meeting the parents, is that I'm taking this person to meet my family so they can be accepted by my family.
Right.
That comes up a little bit in Happiest Season.
Except that she doesn't want her to be accepted by her family because she hides her the whole time.
It's a little bit on Kristen Stewart's side of things. She doesn't like Christmas because she doesn't have a family, and Mary Steenburgen reminds her of that. And I think she does a little bit, Kristen Stewart, want to have a family.
She does.
The
Most people
problem
do.
with Happiest Season in terms of fitting the tropes is that Mackenzie Arnold is a bitch. And I know people have commented on our YouTube video reviewing the Happiest Season, but she's a bitch.
It's widely accepted that she's a bitch in this movie.
There's probably one, out of all the people who came to watch it with us live and all the people we've talked about in the movie, there's one guy in our YouTube comment section that is sticking up for
Well, he's
Mackenzie?
terrible. So, trope number one we discussed was the big grand gesture.
the big grand gesture.
A la being black.
Saving
I don't know. I was thinking of Guess Who's Coming to Dinner and I can't really remember.
saving Jasmine from Jafar with your genie.
Great. What about in Meet the Parents? It's
The one in Meet the Parents that I really like is a different trope. It's the trying too hard to impress them.
that's the trope.
And that's what
the trope.
Ben Stiller does really well
Yep.
through his whole career.
Yep.
Because that's him in Something About Mary as well.
True.
Trying a little bit too hard with Cameron Diaz. And then Meet the Parents also has the trope of the overprotective father.
Very much so.
And suspicious because he's ex-CIA and can look into his past.
Yes, and he has a cat. So overprotective father, very Meet the Parents, very Guess Who. Less
Yes.
so Guess Who's Coming to Dinner from memory. I don't think he's overprotective. I think he's just, oh my God, he's black.
Well, and in the 60s, oh my God, he's black was a bigger deal.
And I think a doctor.
He's educated.
Is he a doctor? I don't know. I haven't seen it for some time.
Well, I think he is...
Or a professor or
he's
something.
not beneath her other than the fact that he's black.
Is what they think, yes.
Yeah. And the difference with Guess Who was we're proud African Americans, and what's the praise he says on Google.
Yeah.
Proud African American father Bernie Mac gets the shock of a lifetime.
Shock of a lifetime.
When his daughter, Tandy Newton, brings...
Zoe Saldana.
Oh. What movie am I thinking of then?
You are thinking of ER.
Oh, no, I just watched Tandy Newton in Mission Impossible 2. It's burned into my brain. The terriblest one.
Cool.
Zoe Saldana.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. Avatar, I saw up on there as well. He has to go and, that's a cultural thing, he has to go and prove himself to the tribe / parents of Zoe Saldana.
Okay, not traditional parents. Are they though?
She has parents.
Well, I know, I just can't remember
as
that.
so many do.
Yeah. Most people have parents.
That was a wicked reference.
Yeah. Okay, great. That was
Avatar's
a wicked
in there
reference.
too, speaking of Zoe Saldana. But she is the daughter of Bernie Mac in this movie Guess Who? And Bernie Mac is like some kind of law enforcement and can look into Ashton Kutcher's life.
So it's almost a mix of Guess Who's Coming to Dinner and Meet the Parents.
Yeah, so it says adapted from Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, so it's flipped.
And generally with the parentage, there is the overprotective father and the somewhat more lenient mother of no. He's fine. She's fine. You know, like, stop snooping around. Blythedowne is like, stop snooping around looking at a Gaylord M. Fokker. You know, that kind of thing.
Yep. What's the one where the daughter brings home James Franco?
Oh, why him?
Why him? Yeah, well done.
Bryan Cranston is the dad.
Yes.
Yeah, and I can't remember who anybody else is in it.
But the idea of that movie is Bryan Cranston versus James Franco. The women in it are really just a side note.
Yeah.
That's good. I actually like that one.
I think I saw that and it wasn't awful.
I think in terms of fathers and trope-wise, it is the father.
And they're always different. Like, it's strict law guy, James Franco. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Bryan Cranston's uptight and James Franco is James Franco with tattoos.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's either I think there's three choices for fathers. There's overprotective,
Yep.
suspicious, or you're not good enough.
Or suspiciously overprotective. Or you're not good. Or yeah, I think actually Robert De Niro in Meet the Parents is all three of those combined.
And I feel like the more we're talking about it, because we do have to choose a non-queer movie to review this month that fits this topic.
Okay.
Meet the Parents is ticking most of the boxes.
The other trope that I suppose it's the culture thing and the clash. So sometimes it is race and culture. Other times it is like why him, where it's
lifestyle.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's also queerness.
Birdcage.
Yeah. That's not necessarily, that's not a culture clash of the kids. It's two very different families. A senator and a drag queen.
Meet the Fockers.
Who's the drag queen?
Barbara Streisand.
Oh, could be. Dustin Hoffman also. Meet the Fockers. You're right, because
that's where the parents, because there's you taking
difference.
a significant other is one part of meeting the parents. And then there's like Meet the Fockers, birdcage parenting, where it's multiple sets of parents meeting each other at the same time.
Yes. Well, parenting has both.
And there's a demon haunting them.
Yes.
So, and you see your future father-in-law's erect penis.
Yeah.
So that's not a trope.
Birdcage doesn't really have much of the story of Callista Flockhart meeting there's not much of the kids meeting each other's parents. That's not much in the storyline. It's the two sets of parents clashing. Meet the Parents and Meet the Fockers have done those two things in two different movies.
Yep.
I think the parenting does both in one movie.
Yes.
Because there are a couple of moments where there's awkward conversations between kid and other kid. Younger person.
Yeah.
Because they're not kids. Younger person and parent. Other parent. But there's also awkwardness between the parents.
Yes.
Because they're very different.
And there's also awkwardness. There's always awkwardness. And a lot of the time, I thought of tropes as being the awkwardness is of you go, if it's you're taking your significant other to your parents' house.
Yeah.
The awkwardness is sleeping arrangement.
Oh, yeah.
You have to sleep in the basement with the door that doesn't lock. Or you have to sleep in the den
Happiest season.
on the couch.
Yep.
Which I think is Meet the Parents.
Yes.
Or you have to not sleep because you're just going there for dinner in Guess Who's Coming to Dinner.
And presumably Guess Who and Birdcage, they're just there for dinner.
Yeah.
Is Meet the Parents the one where he spikes the volleyball into someone's nose?
That is Meet the Parents.
Okay. I tried to put that in another Ben Stiller movie recently.
Zoolander?
Maybe. I don't think they play volleyball in that, though.
black lung.
Yes. Yeah. So there's that for father.
Yep.
There's also often a trope of the big family get together.
Big Fat Greek Wedding, Mamma Mia.
Big Fat Greek Wedding, Mamma Mia, those kind of things. And here's a question. The awkwardness of introducing your partner to your parents. Could some of that be avoided if you'd told your parents something about your partner?
That was the other trope I thought of, right? The other trope is that because it's movies and there has to be a story.
An issue. Yep.
That it is there is always information about the partner that the parents should know by now. If you're at a point where you've been dating for long enough that you're going to introduce your partner to your parents, gosh, that was a lot.
They should already know that they're not Greek.
Yes. Or they should know that their name is Greg
Gaylord.
Fokker.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
I don't think they even know his last name in this.
No.
And they should know, like, what they do for work.
They should know that they are or aren't black.
They should know that they exist. Happiest season.
Yes.
That you're actually a couple. That would help. That's the
it does seem
stupid
to be
trope as well.
A trope that it's often
I want to watch Get Out now.
It's often moved quickly.
Yep.
Like, we met last semester at college and now we're going to get married. Birdcage.
We're already living together. Isn't it a one bedroom, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
But also, I don't think you should meet your partner's parents at a big gathering.
No, that is
Get Out.
a nightmare for me.
Yeah. Get Out. Big Fat Greek
That's
Wedding.
like we have big family
Mamma Mia.
things.
Yeah.
I would not, for the first instance of meeting my parent, them meeting my parents, be with 40 other people. Then they have to also
Everybody
remember.
else.
Because then they don't have another person there other than me that they've met before.
Yeah, that too. So I think
I
you
probably
need
want to get
to
rid of them for a bit.
meet the parents.
Probably why I'm single. Yeah.
And then a family gathering.
Yeah. So Adam's family.
Mm-hmm.
Adam's family values.
Yes.
Joan Cusack meets. Not the parents, but the siblings. The family.
Yeah.
And then Adam's family reunion. Then she meets everyone, presumably. I can't remember if she's even in it.
I don't know if she's even in Adam's family values.
Isn't she in Adam's family values and not the first one?
Okay. But through the course of that movie, she meets Gomez and Morticia.
Yeah.
Who, for all intents and purposes, are the guardian / carer of Festa.
Yes.
Then later in the movie, there's the big party.
Other than Dr. Pinderschloss. Yes. That's the first one. The first one is Dr. Pinderschloss. The second one is Joan Cusack.
Yeah.
Great.
And I can't remember reunion. Because that didn't even have Raul Julia in it.
That didn't even have Hannah. That had Daryl Hannah, and the only person that stayed is It. That's because he's a severed hand, and I think maybe Lurch.
Thing is the hand.
What did I say?
It's the hair.
Cousin It's the hair.
I thought Grandmama stayed.
The people that then got a career left, or already
not Raul
had a
Julia,
career.
who died.
Well, yeah, that too. Whoops. Wasn't it a Baldwin? Anyway, we're getting off topic again.
Could have been.
I'm going to look it up.
Or are you thinking Flintstones Viva Rock Vegas?
Oh, God. Is that another one?
No. No, I think the Flintstones, no, they're not meeting the parents. I'm getting way out of control here.
Oh, you know
the
who
other
it is.
trope.
You know who it is. It's Daryl Hannah and Tim Curry.
Oh, so he already had a career.
Lurch is the same. No, Grandma Adams is Estelle Harris.
Oh, yeah.
Mrs. Costanza.
That's different. Yep.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Okay. All right, back on topic.
Sorry.
Another trope that we've kind of talked around is
bad acting.
Someone having to pretend to be something they're not.
Yep.
Birdcage.
Yes.
Happiest Season.
Straight.
Seems to come up in the queers a bit.
Yeah.
The
Get Out. The parents have to...
What the shit was that? Just as you said, Get Out too.
That's more Nope than Get Out, isn't it?
That's what he does. He falls down the thing from the chair.
I need to watch that again.
All right, let's watch that. Let's wrap this episode up. Sorry, everyone, we've got a movie to watch. Should we watch Get Out?
Well, okay. So, yes, pretending to be something you're not.
Oh, okay, yes.
Like a heterosexual or a doctor or...
a son of a Christine Baranski instead of a son of Nathan Lane, which he is actually the son of Christine Baranski.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Mamma Mia then. Because she's in both.
She's in both. She's just about the best thing in Mamma Mia.
True.
Her and Amanda Seyfried.
Yeah. And there's always like the friend as well. You know, there's always like, or the other member of the family that's
somebody
like,
knows.
You can get along with me. You know what I mean? Like Crazy Rich Asians, there's the gay Asian. That's not Bowen Yang. It was like pre-Bowen Yang.
Yeah, okay.
And then, you know, like Meet the Parents, is there like a cousin that's okay with him?
Yep.
Maybe not actually.
Happiest Season, there's Aubrey Plaza.
Bisexual. Sorry. Yeah.
And
there's a someone or
and
there's
the sad
someone
sister in Happiest Season.
True. There's There's someone either within the bigger family or like on the little outskirt that are always like somebody that, so then they have that moment where they can be like, can I talk to you about this? Because no, I can't talk to anybody else about this.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, here's the backstory on this guy.
Here's what the deal with Aubrey Plaza.
Here's we used to date and now we don't anymore. Here's this guy that she went to school with. Here's, you know, Get Out's like, here's the grandparent that's secretly not.
Here,
I can't really remember that
have
bit.
you noticed everybody here is a racist?
Yes.
Well, that in Get Out, it's the one other black guy who's like, get out.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's some movies. There's some tropes. You can tell us in the YouTube comment section or get in touch with us in the Rainbow Popcorn Movie Club Facebook group to tell us what you want to add to the list of parent meeting movies. We're going to see A Nice Indian Boy at the cinema. So that is our queer movie picked for this month.
Great.
We have a few to choose from. Meet the Parents is kind of the one that's ticked a few of the tropes.
Yeah.
And it is, from memory, very funny.
I've got nipples, can you milk me?
Yeah. Circle of Trust or whatever he says.
Yeah, and then the cat poos.
There's also, well, we've already done Birdcage. We've already done Aladdin on Two Drink Cinema. We've already done Happiest Season, and we've already done The Parenting.
And we're not doing Mamma Mia.
No, I think Mamma Mia is a little tangential anyway.
That's a topic all of its own.
We're not doing Avatar because we don't have 3 hours to
Jukebox
spare.
musical. No. My
There's also
top two,
Get Out.
I'm thinking Get Out or Guess Who's Coming to Dinner or Meet the Parents. There's the top three.
Guess who doesn't get a look in?
I apologize. No.
I chose this one. This T-shirt is from the Karate Kid Part 2.
Does he meet the girl's
where
parents?
he goes to Okinawa.
Great.
And falls in love with the Japanese girl, but he's a Californian boy.
I didn't think that Jaden Smith got a sequel.
No, thank God.
Jackie
Chan did. Karate Kid legend. It's just been and gone in the cinemas that I didn't go to see.
Oh, I never even knew that
So
existed.
Ralph Macchio has to impress Japanese parents in this film.
That's a lot.
And he does so by beating the town bully with the drum technique.
Also, Crazy Rich Asians is good.
Crazy Rich Asians is good.
Okay, so then if we're going, do we want like a like for like, as in like, because the big thing with Nice Indian Boy, I sense, is going to be cultural.
Mm-hmm.
Do we then go
My Big Fat Greek Wedding?
Get Out? No. Do we then go like Get Out or Guess Who's Coming to Dinner because that's race?
Yeah. There's that.
And then Guess Who's Coming to Dinner is a bit more traditional Meet the Parents as opposed to Get Out.
And it is classic cinema.
It is classic cinema.
And it has Katharine Hepburn in it.
And is there one that we could use Get Out for a future topic? Do we need to save one of these for a future topic?
Get Out is a horror, and we haven't picked October yet.
Ooh.
What other topics are around Get Out, though? Jordan Peele? Hypnosis?
Abduction?
Hypnosis?
Racism?
Yeah, well, that's broad. There's quite a list of others we can choose from in that category, unfortunately. Okay, so Get Out has some other categories we can use for it.
Guess Who's Coming to Dinner has some other categories as well, potentially.
I have seen Guess Who's Coming for Dinner once.
Right.
I'm going to choose that one.
Okay, done. Thanks.
Okay.
There you go. So we're doing Guess Who's Coming to Dinner and A Nice Indian Boy.
It's just Nice Indian Boy. There's no...
I thought it was A Nice Indian Boy.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Nice Indian Boy.
I guess we'll find out.
Oh, unless when I was on Cinema Nova's website,
it was Nice Indian Boy, comma,
I think it is.
Yeah.
So we're going to see Nice Indian Boy, comma,
And Who's Coming to Dinner, comma, guess.
Doesn't work because there's a question mark.
Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, question mark.
Is it a question? No, it's a statement.
No, it's...
Guess Who's Coming to Dinner.
It's not can you guess who's coming to dinner? Because I can because it's Sidney Poitier.
Yeah.
We haven't watched a Sidney Poitier movie since To Sir With Love.
That's what I was going to say before when you were like, he's a doctor or is he a professor? No, that's To Sir With Love. He's a teacher.
And also we haven't watched any of the other people in this movie's movies yet.
Katharine Hepburn. Who else?
Spencer Tracy.
Oh, Spencer Tracy.
And the daughter, who might be the same girl from The Graduate, but I can't remember. And two old people.
Okay.
That are like The Help.
So Guess Who's Coming to Dinner from 1960-something?
1967. Spencer Tracy, Sidney Poitier, Katharine Hepburn, Catherine Horton, Cecil Kellaway, B. Richards.
Okay. So the first four I've heard of. So next week will be...
Oscar-winning movie, that one.
Next week will be our episode on Guess Who's Coming to Dinner.
Yep.
Because we are still waiting till mid-July for Nice Indian Boy, comma, to be released in Australian cinemas.
Yep.
So if you're following along, watch Guess Who's Coming to Dinner for next week.
Yes, please.
If you've already seen it, talk about it in the Facebook group.
Where can we watch it?
And if you've already seen Nice Indian Boy, you can talk about that in the Facebook group too, but don't spoil it.
Yeah, don't be like, oh, they get together in the end.
It's a romance.
Even though they were already together at the start.
They were together at the start, and I think we saw them get married in the trailer.
It is available on Amazon Prime to rent. Guess Who's Coming to Dinner?
Okay.
I might have it on DVD.
All right, we'll look at that. Guess Who's Coming to Dinner and the nice Indian boy.
Yep.
For this month. And then we're going to interview Cortex.
We are.
At the end of the month, which will be a lot of fun. If you're a queer film creator or a host of a queer film podcast and you'd like to get together and have a chat, a collab, then get in touch with us on the socials.
Yep.
And we'd love to have a chat to you. New format.
We'll see how we go.
We'll see how long this one lasts.
I give it at least till November.
Before we run out of ideas?
It's our excuse to watch Wicked.
Yeah, we do.
I need an excuse to watch Wicked for good.
We still need to pair Wicked with something. We've got August set. We've got September set.
Do we?
We need to work out October and November.
Get Out.
Yeah, okay. Get Out.
And the gay version of Get Out.
The gay version of Get Out. Look for that. What's the gay version of Get Out? Get in touch with us on the socials.
Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Rainbow Popcorn. Socials, Facebook group, comment.
All that stuff.
Subscribe.
Tell your friends.
Like.
Yep.
Rate and review.
Great.
Thanks, Brett.
Thanks, Lee.